Criminals are like children. Well, hopefully not like my children, but they'll do whatever they can get away with. And since the Democrats are letting them do whatever they want, bullets are flying and people are dying. The last 48 hours has hit pretty close to home for me. A mother in New York City who was shot and killed near my apartment. She was on a walk with her 3-month-old. Asia Johnson was pushing the baby in a stroller on the Upper East Side near where I live when a hooded gunman came up from behind and put a bullet in her head at point-blank range. The baby's okay, but now without a mother. My wife, she sees the paper today. She says, "I don't feel safe." She says she wants to move. A couple of weeks ago, a guy wearing all black with a knife chased a man down 2 blocks away from my apartment in broad daylight, trying to stab him. We may have to get that concealed carry permit that's now legal here. Over in Philly, my hometown, a 21-year-old woman went to a bar and never came home. Jaylene Holton was murdered by a psycho Tuesday night who went on a shooting rampage, all because he was upset about being kicked out of the bar. So he came back and opened fire.
She was a good kid. She worked. They were going to be here about 15, 20 minutes, and that's when the altercation broke out and whatever, this guy started shooting. When are people going to get fed up with this reckless shooting in the city? It's the Wild West out here. I mean, cowards shooting at a bar from 100 feet away or more, and somebody goes out for 10, 15 minutes and they're dead.
You heard it. Philly's turning into the Wild Wild West. There's shootouts every night. Chicago can't get much worse. Chicago police stopped 27-year-old Jerome Hazley earlier this month when he just started firing at officers. Look at this, hitting 2 of the officers. This was just a random traffic stop. Police wonder if they're going to die every time they pull a car over. Hazley has now been charged with attempted murder. The common denominator in all these cities is this: gun-toting felons keep getting soft sentences and bailed out of jail and just prey on the people in their neighborhoods. Soros DAs and soft judges are getting Americans killed. Look at Tulare County, California, where 2 men from Washington State were able to just walk out of jail with no bail after getting arrested with enough fentanyl to kill the entire city of Houston. 19-year-old Benito Madrigal and 25-year-old Jose Zendejas were busted at a traffic stop Friday with 150,000 fentanyl pills, nearly $1 million worth of poison. They were booked into the county pretrial facility, but less than a day later, they were walking out of the jail door free as a bird. Why? Well, County Court Commissioner Mickey Verisimo conducted a risk assessment and decided these 2 guys with enough fentanyl to kill millions weren't a risk. Possessing this much fentanyl, these guys aren't just low-level drug dealers. This is cartel level. They have to be pretty high up on the food chain to be holding that much weight. But Verisimo set them free. And she's laughing all the way to the bank as she takes home nearly $200,000 a year salary. The county sheriff blasted her.
This assessment was done behind the scenes, basically, without ever contacting me as the sheriff or even asking me what I believe the risk to our public safety would be. I learned of this release and I was infuriated. It's incredibly frustrating when we are responsible for public safety. We want people to be safe, but we have to be able to hold people accountable to our court system in California. We're just not seeing that.
But that's not all. A congressional source tells Primetime that these 2 pill traffickers were illegal aliens. But in California, you're not even allowed to ask if a suspect is a foreign national. It's a sanctuary state. In most states, when you catch illegals with 150,000 fentanyl pills, you hold them and you call ICE. ICE picks them up and they start deportation. But not in California. You can break into our country, kill our people with poison pills, get arrested, and just walk free. These 2 dealers are never going to show up to the hearing. They're free to sell more death. It's no wonder why police are retiring and quitting in record numbers. Public officials aren't holding up their end of the deal and are creating a very unsafe environment for law enforcement. Plus, some of these young kids have no respect for cops at all. Here's what happened in Orlando when a police officer detained a 19-year-old for drinking and hitting on underage girls at a mall.
Atlanta police, stop. Stop. Because you have an open container of alcohol in public. You think it's appropriate to walk up to a group of young girls and ask their ages right away?
I was just trying to verify their age before I
I looked at them. You don't think they were definitely minors. And I'm gonna get you out of here with just a verbal warning on the alcohol. Okay? I'm suggesting you leave them all. Okay?
Yeah, I'll leave
that way we don't get any more issues about you. You don't get into any trouble. You have anything on you that would drugs, guns, bombs, anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay.
I smoked earlier though.
So you have some weed on you?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Do you mind if I conduct a search of your person real quick?
I don't think you can.
Is that what's inside your bag?
Yeah, that's it.
Just the weed?
Yeah.
Okay, take off your bag. Don't resist. You're gonna make it a lot worse than you need to. Take off your bag. Don't make this worse. Get out of here. Get out of here. Signal 43!
Jesus! The officer was giving the guy a break. He wasn't even going to get arrested. He was getting let off with a warning, and this 19-year-old Sebastian Roman returned the favor by shooting at him. People are pulling into the Olive Garden for lunch outside the mall, and bullets are whizzing by their windows. What kind of country are we living in? If only the Democrats had listened to this one senator back in 1991, maybe crime wouldn't be so bad right now.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, $1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice.
Joe Biden used to be strong on narcotics and tough on crime, but he's given in to the radical left in order to keep his power.
You only arrest for the purpose of dealing with a felony that's committed, and I don't count drunk driving as a felony.
That right there was music to Paulie P's ears. And guess what? Paul Pelosi could have been charged with a felony, but the DA, hey, Allie, only charged him with a misdemeanor. So drug dealers, trigger pullers, and Democrat drunk drivers are getting special treatment. But if you're a law-abiding gun owner, you're the problem. Just ask New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
Do you have the numbers to show that it's the concealed carry permit holders that are committing crimes?
I don't need to have numbers. I don't have to have a data point to say that this is going to matter. All I know is I have a responsibility to the people of this state to have sensible gun safety laws.
The lady doesn't care who the criminals are. She just wants to take away your gun. She doesn't want you to be able to protect yourself from the criminals. If she'd looked into the numbers at all, I know that's very stressful for her and requires a lot of effort. She'd know that states with higher rates of gun ownership don't correlate to states with more gun homicides. In fact, in many cases, states with high gun ownership rates have lower murder rates. This is who we're dealing with: ignorant politicians who confuse white guilt with compassion. So protect yourselves out there, America. Life is getting more dangerous every single day. And since the politicians aren't doing anything about it, it's up to you to make things right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.